All right, hello everyone. We are back for another Tour 9 tutorial here. Here we're going to take another look at Milano Hole 4, the par 5. So the way that we're going to play this is usually more of a layup. Of course, there is some winds where we can go for the other side. It'll be an optional choice. It's not something that you have to do, but it's something that doesn't hurt you if you do necessarily, go for that play. So, if you are going to go for that other side, the best advice that I can give you is just try to, do it on easy winds like this, where it's kind of pointed, helping you to get to the other side. Otherwise, you can just lay up like my opponent did here. And hopefully, just kind of hit it safely down the middle of the fairway, which I'm sure, most of you guys have seen that shot several times. You know plenty about it. Let me see if I can take a look. So what I like to do, and again, I'm going to do this more of like a Thor 4 shot for you guys. I'm going to back off to, right around 5 top spin. So nothing super aggressive. Keeping in mind, I'm probably going to have to go for a hook. So I'm trying to basically, I'm going to put the right of the bullseye on the edge, kind of like that. And then I'm going to play the wind. Playing the wind, I'm going to play about 5 rings just to be a little cautious. In addition to this, I'm going to stack an entire bullseye on top of that. I'm also going to curl it max that I can do. And I'm just going to hit a full slice here. And let's see what this looks like. Ooh, just a bit outside. So a little too much on my power. I didn't necessarily need to beat it down there, but one of the things that is okay, especially for most winds, if you bring a Spitfire, especially a long Spitfire, as long as you have a even wind, side wind or of course downwind, and you're going to be able to easily still maneuver the ball to wherever my opponent can. Well, pretty close anyway. Especially if you have a kingmaker. That's one of the reasons that I go for that shot. I get pretty bored playing this game, just, especially on this hole. It's like a driver's wood to basically a putt. And, 4 shots to play this hole can just get a little bit tedious. So I'm not a huge fan of this one. Now, keep in mind, with this wind, I'm going to try to make this kind of my landing zone right here. So how can I go about doing that? I'm going to set up over here, and I'm just going to angle it, and I'm just going to try to visualize that landing spot, which was up here. So, 5, about maybe 6 rings, just to be on the safe side. I might go slightly into power, nothing, maybe about here, with just a tiny bit of curl, just to kind of promote the ball to keep going over towards the left. And, ooh, it did just clip the rough. But all things considered, that probably took off about 8-9 yards. On most winds, that's not going to make or break. And I'm assuming with that low wind, we'll still be okay. So it would have had to have really been a massive wind, I believe, to end up costing us. I'll probably still be able to full power onto that fairway. But, you see what my opponent did there? So one of the tips that I can give you guys for shot advice, if you are laying up like my opponent, try to put as much left spin onto that second shot as possible to kind of avoid that second rough bounce. It likes to bounce to the right. And in fact, you saw mine kind of do that as well. So keep that in mind for that shot, just as kind of a little safety net for you guys. And what you're going to see me do here, I don't usually play backspin. I usually try to land right in here. I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to be a lot more aggressive, and I'm going to land it more up here just to be on the safe side. So here's what I'm kind of visualizing as my land zone. I'm going to play about 5 rings from that, so about here. And this is going to be right at max power as well. So you're going to see me just kind of go for it, everything here. And you can see I was a little late on my timing. Not going to be a big deal breaker. Just going to shoot it out just a little bit. And it looks like I might have been underplaying that wind just a slight bit. And you can see that, just playing strategic and keeping the ball in play. And, of course, if you don't have quite the length that I do, you would have still been okay with that third shot that I had with a Sniper 9. Sniper 8, I'm pretty sure, has the same power. It would have just crept onto the fairway at that same distance. It has about 3 yards less. 3 yards less wouldn't have cost me the fairway. So, the big key is putting on a Kingmaker just to kind of, in case you get a rough wind and have a little bit of trouble getting it to the hole. That's just one of those tips that I can give you for this hole. Of course, you don't have to go for the green like I did. So you don't have to, go for things like I did, but I just wanted to show you, kind of a way to get out of it if you do. I don't like playing this cookie cutter, layup, layup, layup. It's 3 layups for a little tap-in putt to go to the shootout. And, it's just a very, very lengthy hole. In fact, you can see just by, the length of this video that it was just, one of those longer holes that can just be very frustrating to play. And, the best tip I can give you is to just, focus on getting to the shootout. Very, very few times you're going to ego it or your opponent. So it's just going to be about consistently making 4s and not accidentally making a par and costing yourself, a chance at that shootout. So the best advice I can give you, just be consistent. No matter how you choose to do it, get to the green, make 4, and avoid those mental mistakes taking you out of shootouts. Because if you don't get to the shootout, you can't win. So, you're going to lose all of those matches where you don't make it to the shootout. So it's going to be more about, hitting shots that'll set you up. And, I'm kind of happy that I hit the rough there on the bunker and messed up that drive, because I wanted to just show you kind of, also some scrambling. It's nice to see the cookie cutter shots to where I do everything perfect and whatever, la-di-da. However, knowing how to scramble and get yourself out of trouble is just as important. And it's best to just keep level head and just don't start to freak out and get nervous. And you can see, the way that I play is never really affected by nerves. You can just tell. So, and that's just a comfortability thing. So that's one of those tips that I can give you guys. And good luck with that hole. Be on the lookout for future holes to come. I'm going to do my best to keep, providing you guys some shootouts. And obviously, some of the balk holes as well. Getting to the shootout is going to be half the battle. So I'm going to focus on doing a little bit of both for you guys. And, good luck out there. See you guys next time.